see it, where there are a lot of patrons and a lot of people around. And the testing and the certifications that this system had to go through to be able to do that was pretty extensive. So, you know, it's a very safe product. Trying to think, what was the other concern was the towers. The towers, they look like ladders, but you know they're you know, as far as a concern about anybody tampering with it, like I say, it's a pretty big investment. So what we'd want to do with the town of Farragut's approval would be to build some fence around it for protection and for protect the folks from. I'm not sure how you put it. You know, some folks that maybe had a couple soda pops might want to climb the ladder, I guess. But you know, like I say, there's a pretty big investment in bringing this thing in. You know, I think if you look at it, it's just a really, you know, we're just real excited about it. We think that it would just be an asset to the town of Farragut. Do you have any questions? You seen anything like this before? Or?
What's the size of your pond?
The size, it's about an acre. It's about an acre. So it's that we did come and measure it. And I think Ruth, you had the.
Yeah, it's 230 approximately by 155 approximately. It's not perfectly square, so I just kind of.
If I gave you this piece of paper, could you put this on your overhead? Would it come
Yeah,
up?
when this gets done, I will.
Okay.
I've got the aerial photograph that I'll put on too.
I have some questions, Ms. McFarland.
Yes.
Number one, how fast is this going to go?
I believe top speed is 28 miles an hour, and that would be, you know, you would have a controller that would go, you know, operate the thing. And this is Chris Moon. He actually owns KnoxWake.com, and he would be partnering up with me on this venture. But you would go as fast as the ability of the rider. So that you can, that's easily adjustable. And I wanted to see that. And it's a very simple control. It's so that's really neat. You know, I went, like I said, I've traveled and seen several of them.
Hours of operation?
You know, looking at if we did, you know, get this passed, we would do it, you know, probably through September. So we'd look at maybe getting it for August and September, and we'd look at, you know, 9 until, you know, probably 7 to dusk is what we look at. 7:30.
Okay, then as far as safety features, I'm sure there's going to be some drunks around. I'm also sure that there's not going to be some individuals that are not skilled in this that will be trying, novices in essence, trying this. Are they going to have the ability to wipe out a row of cars or go into the tables of the patrons?
No, there will be no. I mean, really, I don't. I think a lot of this is going to be for kids. You know, nobody that has a sip of alcohol would be even let near the pond, and it wouldn't be safe to let them in. I do take great pride in not over-serving my guests, but you know, you never. Sometimes people react differently. But if you've had any alcohol, you would not be allowed to participate in anything with this system.
How are you separating the pond from the restaurant?
There would be, I'm not sure I understand the question.
Well, you say they're not going to have access to it, or in safety, they're going to be guarded and such. If I'm not mistaken, the pond is it's right there at the restaurant. Restaurant. So.
It's right there, which is really, I think, an asset. You know, as far as people viewing it, I think it'll be just lend a lot to my business. But anybody that's had any alcohol will not have any contact with the System 2.0 as far as riding it, or you know, being a part of the waiting area. As far as safety for the riders, we'll have helmets, life jackets, all those things that would be required from the insurance company that would cover it.
A lifeguard as such?
There will be, the folks that we have working on our staff will be certified to take care of that, yes.
But you're going to have a plan in place to make sure that, I guess, the periphery of the lake doesn't look like a perpetual spring break?
Yes.
Or you hope it does.
I just envision.
We're a, and this is a separate venture than Wild Wing. It's just at the location. But, we're very family friendly. That's the heart and soul of my business. We do have a great late night, and we do serve alcohol, but, the heart and what drives my business is family business, and this would really appeal to them, for sure.
Have a plan in place relative to dealing with crowd and security and what have you?
Yeah,
'Cause,
yes.
There's a real high potential for what I'm talking about, I think.
Yeah, and we've
Unless
done
you all do something to mitigate it, keep it family friendly.
Yeah, absolutely, and like I said, we've done this not knowing that we were breaking any ordinance for the last 3 years with a winch system, and which is louder and it's gas powered, pulling some wakeboarders across, and we have done that, and we've roped off a little area that for the riders, and it's been a great success. And we've got there's it ranges, but a lot of kids, a lot of families, just a lot of people just come to watch it. And we did that on Thursday nights. I don't know if has anybody heard about any of that we've done, or wakeboarding at Wild Wing. Okay. I don't know. A lot of people have. So.
The board
Thursday
participates in
night.
it every night.
We're here on Thursday nights, huh?
Were there any injuries?
Obviously, we're a lot of dull people.
Hey, this is good for beginners, so.
That was,
I guess I have a question for our attorney. He's not here, so. But my question would be, if we allow this, does the town assume any liability?
I think I know the answer to that is no, but I, just from previous questions with other stuff in the past, but I will definitely ask Tom.
I think I could, with the insurance and liability, when I have a huge investment with my restaurant there, we would be bringing on additional insurance as well. And if it pleased the town of Farragut, then I could name them as additional insured if that was a concern.
Got a question on the towers.
Yes.
Since this thing is only going to be in operation a relatively small portion of the year, those things come down and get stored along with the cable operators?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. You can. They are portable, and that's a really that's a really neat thing. Chris does events all over East Tennessee, and does the thing for Boomsday and a lot of other events. So it'd be great if we were using this for some other events around, but it is portable and we can take it down. Yes, we can.
I wouldn't think you'd want that sitting there during
Exactly. It's a pretty hefty investment, and it would probably behoove us to store it and take care of it properly and store it.
On this picture that's on the screen right now, where do you see the two towers being placed?
The first tower would be on, I'm trying to, how would I, to the left, as almost next to the back door there, right over there, over just a little bit, right there, and then it would go across to the other corner, right there.
Affect vegetation like trees, because I think I just pointed at a tree.
When we measured, we went through that. We might have to trim a branch, but it's, we're definitely not taking any trees out. And I believe we were fine through that when we shot our laser across.
Maybe I missed something, but is there an age limit, or a 15-year-old?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, are there any age restrictions?
Yeah, if you're a certain age, you're going to have consent from your parents.
Right. So ideally, I mean, if I brought my 15-year-old out there, I mean, you anticipate any age, I guess, really just coming out for that, not necessarily for dinner. I mean, obviously, the more the merrier, but people would just come out for that? Is there a separate entrance for that, or
No,
how's the connection?
I think we're going to do that as far as people coming to actually ride it like that. I think we're going to have to set up appointments because there's only so many
Okay.
that are going to be able to ride it. I think, how many an hour were we talking about? About 5 people an hour, that'd be able to do it. So we'd have to set up appointments, and does that answer your question?
Yeah. Thank you.
I've got a couple of questions. One is, again, tell me the time frame of when you have this in operation. And then my second question kind of goes along with that. What kind of security are you going to have when this is not in operation, so somebody just doesn't come in there at 3 o'clock in the morning and use this?
We'll have a camera system, and I will have the fencing around it. And you won't be able to use it. You'd have to have access to the control panel, which will be locked up. And then just, there's somebody, if it's not my cleaning crew, somebody's at the restaurant. It'd be pretty hard, almost 24 hours a day. It just works out that way. So I'm not sure. We would
And
have,
the other one was the
Okay.
timing of operation from what to what?
and insurance really, dictates a lot of things as well, and safety is going to be our first and primary concern. So we, we want it'd be daylight hours during the summer, and we'd probably start at right around 10, 11 in the morning. Those aren't in concrete yet, but they would just be the daytime. It wouldn't be at night at all. The insurance wouldn't be too keen on that.
Can't put up lights or don't intend to put up lights and do that sort of thing?
No, and no, not that. That's not really something we're looking at. We would do it, just the daylight hours is what we're looking at.
Okay, well, I was wondering what some of the other businesses around you thought of this.
The really only business, kind of on a excluded. I got about 4 acres there, and I'm a little excluded. The Baymont's right there, and they've enjoyed it. I know that we've had everything from pro riders in the past come stay there, and kids love it. I've had a couple. I've got a store in Asheville, and I've had some families come over from Asheville to check it out in the previous summers, and I got them my rate at the Baymont, so I know the Baymont.
Well,
they didn't have a problem with it.
one of my concerns was if I'm traveling and I stop there and, I want to spend the night there at the hotel, what am I going to think about this? And I'm sure the hotel maybe is concerned about that too.
We've not had any problems with them. I've got a great relationship with them. I do quite a bit of business with them, and we've never had any complaints from this activity at all. And like I said, the noise, it's about like a hairdryer, so it's really not. And in the past, it really was a motor, and it was a gas-powered winch that we've done it with. But this is definitely an upgrade all the way around.
Have any other questions?
Water of your pond.
I think in the middle, 17. It was kind of. I didn't think it was that deep. I think it's 17, a little over 17. I had a guy that used to work for me that, and then you've been in the bottom of the pond.
Yeah, it's about 15 to 17 bowls.
Have to get any approval or health department certification? It looks kind of nasty when I've driven by there, but
Oh yeah.
yeah, the water.
Well,
Is that an issue at all?
it is. Well, it's a concern, and I've addressed it. I've got a guy call him Fred the Fish Man. I'm sorry, his last name escapes me, but he's been there a ton the last 3 weeks. We're doing everything from filtering the drains to putting in pellets that eat scum. There was a chemical treatment that that is safe for humans, and I'm putting in. I hope I'm not breaking any ordinance by saying this, but I'm putting in, a bunch of tilapia in the pond that they eat, and then we're going to put some bass in there to eat the tilapia, and so that'd be kind of neat. Go, at some point.